How do I stop comparing myself with others? And this topic is very near and dear to my heart because it's something that I had experienced, that I was dealing with since I was in my teenage years. And for me to be 45 and I'm still dealing with it, but like for the past 6 to 7 years, I have been working constantly on it and working through this thing. It was a relief because what happened was when I was in my comparison mode, it was like, it was as if there's this dark monster who reared its ugly head because I was just so upset with myself, seeing other people having all the things that I wanted. Maybe it's the grades, maybe it is accolades, maybe it is the people that the people that they have in their lives. Maybe it's their confidence, maybe it is whatever that they have. And I was constantly comparing myself to them, to the point where I couldn't celebrate them. It was like I really wanted, and the thing was, I really wanted to be happy for them, but I couldn't, because deep within me, like this storm was just brewing within me, and then it was taking me deeper and deeper into this dark hole, and I couldn't get myself out. And it was only really these few years, 6 to 7 years, that I started becoming more aware of it, started working on it. Then that is how I started shifting my perspective. And so there are a few things that I personally worked on, and it's not a one and done deal, because for me it's still like a constant inner critic self beat up session sometimes. So like I have to really catch myself. So here are a few things that I personally had to work on. The first one is working through the disappointment that right now I am in a spot where it feels like I couldn't get out of, and I just want to be over there. I just wanted to be over there, but like that gap seems so big. It's this disappointment in myself that it was the one thing that I really had to work on. And working on means being able, and a lot of times I talk about working on a feeling. What does that really mean? Working on a feeling, processing the feeling, means to really sit with the feeling, to say, to let it out, to say, I am disappointed with myself where I am right now. Even though like I had done so much stuff, and even though I'm right here, I got myself to here, it was still not enough, and it's that disappointment. And so I had to work with that. So that's one area. The second area is working through the pain that other people caused me because of maybe it's my parents' criticism, maybe it's the way that they talk to me that it really hurt me. And so I have to process through that pain, healing through that pain. And so that's another area that I personally had to work on. And the third area is that finding the people that really supported me, to be in a community where they really genuinely was happy for my own achievement, to say, oh my gosh, Claudia, I'm so excited for you, I'm so happy for you. And it's a genuine excitement, genuine happiness, not like the backhanded, oh congratulations, and it's kind of like, you know that it's not meant for real. Finding those people who really supported me, and also, and at the same time, working simultaneously, is to really be able to accept their compliments. Because a lot of times what happened was, I would be like doing all these things, I would accomplish all these things, and they were like, Claudia, that is so great, I'm so excited for you. I'd be like, yeah, like I would brush it off. So to be really able to allow myself to receive, to say, oh my gosh, I am in a spot where I had done all that, to be acknowledged, to be complimented, and to receive those compliments. So those are the third and fourth thing, is kind of like a simultaneous. And the last one is for me to celebrate myself. It doesn't matter whether other people say anything or not. I have to learn to celebrate myself. And this celebration has nothing to do with the result. Because a lot of times when I put in an effort, there's no result, immediate result that I can see right away. And sometimes the result is negative, right? So like, because the whatever comes out, it's really dependent on how other people's reaction is. And so I don't want to view that as my accomplishment. I want to celebrate me for the things that I have control over, like the effort that I put in, all the times that I was thinking about a solution, or even getting up in the morning, like all of these things that I have personal control over. So these are the 5 things that I personally had to work on. And there are some days my inner critic is still very strong. And so during those days, I also have to learn to talk to my inner voice. Some days it may just be a harsh thing that says, okay, that's enough. You know what? You stop being an asshole. And then some days it will just be like, hey, I see you. And I get that you're very worried about me, and yet right now what you're doing to me is not helpful right now. So like learning to have this conversation with my own head so that I can get through to the next thing. Because sometimes, you know what, doing new things is kind of scary, and doing new things sometimes it's not an immediate feedback, immediate result that I want to see right away. And so I have to do all those. So these are the things that I personally have to work on to get myself out of that loop of comparison. Because here's the thing, when we compare, what is really happening is that there is a greatness in the other person that we also have. It's just we're not there right now. And yet at the same time, when we give ourselves enough time and effort and energy, we will get there. But it's just a matter of right now, how am I going to talk to me so that I can get myself there versus I keep holding myself back. And that's pretty much what I wanted to share to get myself out. And so I hope that if you if you're going through this right now, I would suggest 2 practices. The first one is, if let's say you are really comparing yourself with the other person, find out what exactly is bothering you, and then go ahead and process that feeling, right? Let it out, be it anger, be it disappointment. Allow yourself to feel that. Because once we allow ourselves to feel that, then we can move on to the next step. And the second step is to really give ourselves the gratitude. Thank ourselves for the effort that we have put in, for how far we have come. And I think that's so important, because at the end of the day, maybe no one is going to acknowledge us, but we have to be at least the one and the most important one to acknowledge ourselves. And so those are the 2 practices that I can share with you. And if you find anything else that has helped you before, I would love to hear about them. So put a comment or send me an email. I would love to hear from you. That's all I have for today. Until next time.